In this video, I'm going to go over questioning beliefs and excuses. A belief is just the thought that you keep thinking. They're habits of thought that we think automatically about aspects of our life because we assume that they're true. It's important to question your beliefs because the truth is that just because you believe them doesn't make them true. I mean, think about it. You've probably used to believe something that you don't believe anymore. And so that's good news because if some of what you're believing now is limiting you, you can change it. So first, you have to identify what you believe. Then you'll look at where the belief came from, whether or not you know for sure that it's true, and the impact that it has on your life. And in another video, we'll look at how to actually change these beliefs. The beliefs you're going to be identifying include everything from what you believe failure means to your beliefs about money, careers, and what it means to be a man or a woman, and many other things. And so for each, ask yourself, how do you expect that they are, or should be, or what do they mean? Answer each question quickly, with whatever first comes to your mind. The one thing that can hold a person back the most are excuses. So let's look at those next. Excuses are beliefs that people hold about why they cannot do what they really want to do in life. And most people don't question their beliefs or their excuses. They might believe these limitations are true, but the truth is that in most cases, they're just simply excuses. The truth is that it's often easier to continue to tell yourself that something's not possible for one reason or another than to actually have to face it. Because then you would actually have to change. Ooh, spooky. So the best way to stop these limiting beliefs from holding you back is to question them. The problem is that you might not be aware of these limiting beliefs because they're so normal and they happen automatically. So here's what to look for. Pay attention to any time you catch yourself saying something like, I really wish I could do this, but I can't because da-da-da-da-da-da. The key word to look out for is but. When you say you want something but, whatever comes after the but is the excuse. So like the last activity, once you identify the excuse, you're going to question it. You're going to ask yourself, is it true? How do you know? And what does this excuse give you an excuse not to do? And how have you challenged this belief before? How could you challenge it now? And then what would you like to replace this excuse with? Why would you want to believe that you could do it? So I'm going to go over several common excuses, including the truth that challenges them. And you can use the worksheet to evaluate these beliefs for yourself and see whether some of these resonate with you or if you have other excuses that you tend to use, because then you can question them and stop allowing them to hold you back. So the first one is, but I'm not good at it. Well, you're probably right. You're not good at it because you haven't practiced yet. And you're probably keeping this excuse around because you're afraid of failure. So see the growth mindset section if this is one you struggle with. But people won't like or approve of me. The truth is, you're not living life for anyone else. Sometimes you have to embrace the pack of haters if you want to live your dreams. And you're probably keeping this excuse around because you're afraid of being judged. And so if you struggle with this, see the 3 irrational beliefs video for help talking about this need for approval. And the next one is, but it's too hard. Well, how would you know? Have you actually tried it? The good news is that you can try it and you can learn and get better. And you're probably keeping an excuse around because it gives you an excuse to not even try because you tell yourself it's not possible. So again, see the growth mindset section for help on this one. And the next one is, but it's too risky. Well, the truth is there are no risky challenges or changes, only risky people. If you prepare yourself, you can minimize your risk. And you're probably keeping this around because you don't want to take the risk because you don't want to fail. What about, but it'll take too long? Well, what exactly does too long mean? If it's going to take you 5 years, you're going to be 5 years older whether you do this thing or not. I mean, you're probably keeping the excuse around to avoid having to make a decision or a commitment. And here's another one. but it costs too much. Now, this is not true in most cases. Chances are you're spending a ridiculous amount of money on something you don't need, like coffee, cigarettes, clothes. Everyone has something that they give up in order to fund their dreams. Besides, everyone is capable of generating money with a side gig or getting creative. Ask yourself instead, how could I afford to do this? And the next one is, but it's overwhelming. Well, if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's because you're trying to bite off more than you can chew. Because the truth is, you cannot eat a big meal all in one bite. You have to do it one bite at a time. So the trick here is to make a plan for how you're going to get to where you want to go from where you are, focusing on one thing at a time. And so to tackle this one, see the Creating Change Practical Steps section for how to set goals and action plans. Next we have, but I don't have time. And this is the most commonly used but, and it's totally bogus. Because the truth is that you're wasting a lot of time every day on unimportant things. Make it a priority and you will find the time. And the next one is, but it's not possible. Well, has anyone accomplished it? Do they have magical powers? No. Well, if they've done it, then that means you can do it too. We've heard so many times people who say, I've tried everything. But then when we ask them what they've tried, the truth is that they tried like the same two things over and over and over again, and then they gave up. The people who have accomplished what you want to do got there by doing something different than what you're doing. Well, first of all, they're actually doing it. And second of all, if it wasn't working, they tried new things. That's kind of a novel idea. So the truth is not to pick on you for this. It's that you absolutely can figure out how to do practically anything. So what other excuses do you tend to tell yourself? What other reasons do you hold yourself back? The purpose of this activity is not to negate the challenges that you legitimately face in life, but it is meant to challenge you to stop simply assuming your limiting beliefs are true or that your limitations are actually limiting you, because it could just be your belief about them. There may be obstacles that have to be worked out around you, and they're things that might come up in your way, but that doesn't mean they have to stop you. They're there to inspire you to be more creative and to really show yourself that you're committed to living life on your terms. And we're going to end this video with one of our favorite quotes. If you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. And if you don't step forward, you're always in the same place. And that was from Nora Roberts.